Imagine waking up to a world where night has lost its meaning, where the dark hours are no longer a surrender to rest but an open invitation to live more. The moment sleep disappears from the human brain, civilization takes its first breath in an endless day. No yawns, no heavy eyelids, no racing thoughts begging for rest. Minds remain sharp, alert, and alive every second. The sun sets, but humanity does not. Cities glow brighter, conversations deepen, and time itself feels suddenly expandable, as if life has been secretly holding its breath for centuries and has finally exhaled. In this sleepless reality, productivity explodes like a silent supernova. Humans gain an extra third of their lives, not in years, but in conscious moments. Artists paint through the night and into the morning without fatigue dulling their passion. Scientists chase discoveries without pausing experiments for rest. Students learn without mental fog, absorbing knowledge at a speed once thought impossible. The phrase, "I'm too tired," vanishes from language, replaced by a relentless hunger to create, to explore, to build something meaningful in the endless hours ahead. The human brain, once dependent on sleep to repair itself, evolves into a self-healing masterpiece. Memories no longer need dreams to organize them, thoughts align instantly, ideas sharpen themselves in real time. Emotional balance becomes more stable as exhaustion no longer amplifies anger or sadness. Depression caused by sleep disorders fades into history. Anxiety loses one of its strongest weapons. Minds become calmer oceans instead of stormy seas, able to process pain, joy, and fear without collapsing under exhaustion. Cities transform into living organisms that never shut down. Night markets flourish like daytime festivals. Hospitals operate at full strength around the clock without burned-out doctors. Emergency services become faster, sharper, more precise. Traffic flows differently, spread evenly across all hours instead of crushing rush times. Skyscrapers glow like constellations on Earth, symbols of a species no longer bound by the biological chains of rest. Yet with this gift comes a quiet disturbance. Without sleep, humans lose the sacred pause that once separated days. Time begins to blur. Weeks feel shorter, months feel thinner, and years slip by faster than ever before. People struggle to mark emotional chapters in their lives. Without the ritual of sleep, endings and beginnings lose their borders. Life becomes a continuous stream, powerful yet overwhelming, like a river that never slows. Dreams, once the private cinema of the soul, disappear entirely. No more flying through impossible skies or meeting lost loved ones in silent visions. Creativity changes its shape. Inspiration no longer arrives wrapped in symbols and mystery but emerges through constant conscious effort. Some celebrate this clarity, while others mourn the loss of imagination's wild playground. The question rises quietly in every heart: if we no longer dream, do we lose a piece of what made us human? Relationships evolve in unexpected ways. Couples no longer say goodnight, they negotiate time instead. Families struggle to align moments of togetherness when everyone operates on different personal schedules. Some people work while others relax, some create while others socialize, all at the same hour. Love must adapt to a world where shared rest is no longer a bonding ritual. Intimacy becomes intentional rather than habitual, planned rather than naturally aligned. Economies shift dramatically as industries built around sleep collapse. Mattress companies fade into memory, sleep medicine becomes obsolete, and entire professions vanish. At the same time, new empires rise. Time management industries explode. Entertainment becomes deeper and longer, designed for minds that never tire. Education transforms into lifelong, non-stop learning rather than age-limited schooling. Wealth begins to favor those who master time, not those who merely endure it. The human body, now awake forever, demands new ways of release. Without sleep as an escape, people must confront their thoughts continuously. Guilt has nowhere to hide. Regret has no darkness to soften it. Growth accelerates, but so does self-awareness. Humanity becomes more introspective, forced to face itself without the mercy of unconsciousness. Some rise into wisdom. Others crack under the weight of endless awareness. Nature reacts strangely to a sleepless species. Animals still sleep, plants still follow cycles, and humans stand apart like outsiders to Earth's rhythm. The bond between humanity and nature stretches thin. People forget what it means to rest with the planet, to slow down with the moon. Environmental respect becomes a conscious choice.
Ancient metaphors of awakening lose meaning when no one ever sleeps. Spirituality shifts from rest and reflection to constant presence. Meditation becomes humanity's new sleep, a deliberate shutdown rather than a biological one. Silence becomes precious. Stillness becomes luxury. The ability to pause, even for a moment, becomes the highest form of discipline. Children grow up in a world without bedtime stories, without drifting into sleep while being held by tired parents. Childhood changes shape. Play extends endlessly, curiosity never dims, but innocence matures faster. Without sleep to soften experiences, children absorb reality more directly, more intensely. Education systems struggle to protect wonder in minds that never power down. As decades pass, humanity begins to question whether this endless wakefulness is true freedom or a beautifully disguised prison. People start seeking artificial sleep, simulated dreams, digital darkness. They crave the lost mystery, the gentle forgetting that sleep once offered. Scientists race to recreate what evolution once gave freely, the gift of rest. The disappearance of sleep reveals a deeper truth. Sleep was never just a biological function. It was a reminder that humans are not machines. It was a whisper from nature saying, slow down, surrender, trust the darkness. A sleepless world may be powerful, intelligent, and unstoppable, but it will forever wonder whether the price of endless awareness was the loss of something profoundly human. As the sleepless era matures, governments begin to rewrite laws around time itself. The concept of a working day dissolves, replaced by flexible cycles where citizens are measured not by hours but by output and mental balance. Labor rights take on new meanings as exhaustion is no longer an excuse, yet psychological overload becomes the new battlefield. Nations compete to design humane time policies, realizing that a brain without sleep still needs boundaries to avoid silent collapse. Crime and justice also transform in unsettling ways. Without sleep, criminals gain sharper focus, but so do law enforcers. Interrogations change completely, as mental endurance removes traditional breaking points. Prisons evolve into places of enforced stillness rather than confinement, where silence and sensory limitation replace bars and locks. Justice systems struggle to define punishment in a world where time no longer wears people down naturally. Space exploration enters a golden age. Astronauts, freed from sleep cycles, travel farther and adapt faster. Long missions to Mars and beyond become psychologically possible as crews remain alert through endless cosmic nights. Humanity's sleepless mind finally aligns with the timeless nature of space, making interstellar ambition feel less like science fiction and more like destiny written in the stars. Art takes a strange and radical turn. Without fatigue, perfection becomes attainable, but imperfection becomes rare. Some artists intentionally sabotage their work, craving the raw mistakes once caused by tired hands and wandering minds. New movements arise celebrating limits, pauses, and intentional emptiness. Museums showcase silence, darkness, and unfinished creations as rebellion against a world that never rests. Eventually, a quiet movement spreads across the planet, almost like a secret religion. People begin scheduling dark hours, turning off lights, silencing technology, and lying still, not to sleep, but to remember it. In those chosen moments of stillness, humanity reconnects with its lost rhythm, realizing that even without sleep, the soul still longs for rest.